Are you throwing your money away each and every month on your hot tub? I sure hope not. First is lowering the temperature of your hot tub every time you get out. A lot of people, and people do this with their air conditioning too, they think, oh, well, surely if I just bump it down 5 degrees every time I get out and then bump it back up 5 degrees when I'm ready to get back in again, that'll save me money on the electricity that the hot tub uses. That's a logical assumption, right? But it's absolutely incorrect. It costs you more money to heat and reheat the water than it does to simply maintain it at a set temperature. So unless you're going to be gone for long periods of time, don't do that. Set the hot tub to the temperature that you like it to be at when you like to soak, and then just leave it there 24/7, 365 days a week, unless you plan to winterize your hot tub and shut it down in the wintertime, which I don't recommend, maybe unless you live in like some frozen tundra somewhere, but otherwise a hot tub is great in the wintertime. The next thing is turning it off when you're only going to be on vacation for a week or two. Don't do that either. To turn it off, if you leave the water in there, you're inviting bacteria and algae buildup. And then you're just going to have to drain it and refill it and start fresh when you get back anyway. And you're not really going to save that much money on your electric bill if you're only going to be gone a week or two. Even 3 weeks, I don't turn mine off. I just let it go. A hot tub on a normal month, and I'm talking about a 220 volt hot tub that is hardwired into a junction box that gets connected to your breaker panel, that's mostly going to use about $20 a month total on your electric bill. So you're not going to save more than a couple of dollars by shutting it down. If you're going to be going away for a long period of time, if you have a winter home, for instance, and you are gone from your other home for months on end, yes, absolutely. Drain it, shut it down, clean it, and then just let it be until you come back again. But otherwise, if you're only going to be gone for a few weeks, don't do that. Just let it go. It'll save you money in the long run, trust me. The next way you might be throwing away money without even realizing it is if you have a biofilm problem in your hot tub. Biofilm is a buildup of bacteria that lives in the plumbing, in the jets, in the equipment in your hot tub. You'll never see it because it doesn't exist in the water here or on the surface of the hot tub at all. It's inside the hot tub. The easiest way to know if you have a biofilm problem is if you find yourself having to add things like shock and sanitizer a lot more frequently than you used to. I had a biofilm problem a short time back, and I knew it because I was having to add shock and sanitizer on almost a daily basis. That's way too frequently. You shouldn't have to add those things anywhere near that often. I knew I had the problem. I used a special cleaner designed to get rid of biofilm, and now I do this each and every time I drain my hot tub. What I use is a product called Oh Yuck. They make several different ones. This one is called Healthy Hot Tub Cleaner, but they also make one designed for jacuzzis and jetted tubs, and it's virtually the same thing. So sometimes I find this one to be out of stock on Amazon, and I'll get the other one. Works just as well. But it's Oh Yuck is the brand name. I'll link to it in the description down below. But I add this is a 16-ounce bottle. I add about half of this to my hot tub. I turn on the jets, every jet and water feature that I have. I let it circulate for 1 hour. Then I drain the hot tub, wipe it all down, fill it back up, treat it, and the biofilm is going to be good as gone, I promise you. But when you're having to add things like sanitizer and shock on almost a daily basis like I was spending way more money than I needed to on the chemicals to maintain my water. And if I didn't do that, then the water wouldn't have been safe to soak in. It may not have been safe to soak in anyway. So you want to get rid of biofilm if you have it. And if you're not sure, it's a good idea to do this each and every time you drain your hot tub, which should be about every 3 months or so. Another way that you might be throwing away money on maintaining your hot tub is with your filters. I have 2 filters in my hot tub, but yours might just have 1. Either way, new filters are expensive, anywhere from $40, $50, $60 or more, depending upon the make and model of your hot tub. And we're supposed to replace them about once a year. However, if you do a really good job of water chemistry and cleaning the filters, and I'm going to get into that in just a second about what that entails. If you do a really good job of those things, you can probably actually extend the life of your filters to up to 2 years. But it depends upon how frequently you use it, how many people are in there, and if the people soaking use a lot of body lotions and colognes and things like that, which can gunk up the filters. But anyway, if you don't do anything with your filters, you're definitely wasting money, because you're going to have to replace them more frequently, or if you don't replace them and they're just nasty, you're going to find yourself having to add a whole lot more chemicals to the water on a more frequent basis, and you're wasting money that way. When we bought this house, it came with this hot tub, and the first thing I did was check out the filters, and they looked like they'd been there for years. They were all calcified and funky, and the very first thing I did was replace them. But now I do a good job of maintaining the cleanliness. About every 3 weeks, I just hose them off with a kitchen sprayer. I make sure and get into side of each and every little pleat. It's basically a bunch of folded paper pleats in a plastic housing. So I make sure I get inside of each one of those with the sprayer. And then about every 3 months, I do a deep chemical soak of the filter in one of those 5-gallon buckets like you get at Home Depot. And I do that religiously. And my filters are going to last a very long time. And more importantly, they're going to take good care of the water and the people in my hot tub. And that's really what's the ultimately most important. The last thing is really a two-parter, and it pertains to the cover. And there are two different ways you might be throwing away money as it relates to the cover. The first is when you add your chemicals to the water. You should be sanitizing 2 or 3 times throughout the week, and then using a shock about once a week, and adjusting the pH and alkalinity probably a few times a month. And there are a few other chemicals you can use, but those are the basics, those are the biggies. But when you add those things, you want to turn your jets on to really get it circulating and make sure that it gets thoroughly mixed in throughout the entire hot tub. But if you have your lid closed while you're doing that, all of those chemicals are spraying up against the underside of your cover. That can shorten the lifespan of your cover. So whenever you add any chemicals to your hot tub, take your cover off, then turn on the jets, let them run for at least 10 minutes, then you can turn them off and cover it back up again. That's going to save you wear and tear on the underside of your cover. But the other way you're throwing away money, possibly, that relates to your cover, is not covering the hot tub back up every time you get out. When you don't have a cover on here, and I don't have one on here now because I like for you to be able to see the hot tub in my videos, but I am letting the heat dissipate into the air. That's going to cause the heater to kick on more frequently, and it's going to cost me more electricity because it's struggling to heat the water as effectively as it would if the cover was on here. So each and every time you get out, make sure you close that lid completely and leave it that way until the next time you're ready to soak. That will save you money. All of these tips are designed to save you money on the use of your hot tub. So here's to happy hot tubbing. Once again, my name is Jeff Campbell. My channel is Hot Tub Owner HQ. I also have my website, hottubownerhq.com. Leave me your comments, your thoughts down below, things you'd like to see in a future video, things you liked, things you didn't like, questions you have about your hot tub or products. I will answer every question I get, and I'll see you in the next video.